All right. Welcome back to WMAC Now with your host, Chuck Stevenson. And this is going to be a special weekend review video for this past weekend. What was it, the 14th through the 16th or whatever? Normally, I would do this as part of my hour-long show, the WMMA Scene Report, but that's going on hiatus for this week and next week because of the Christmas holiday. And so we're just going to do a separate review for the video and then this weekend's preview. So let's get started here. First up was Road FC 57 Double X, 6 ladies bouts, 5 MMA, 1 kickboxing. First up at atom weight, Yujin Shin defeated Heian Kim via split decision. This was definitely the closest fight of the night. I thought it was going to be very hard to score. Um, Yujin Shin, I thought did a slightly better job with her striking. This fight really didn't go to the ground at all. One thing I noticed about Heian Kim that she did, when she would come forward with her punches, she would, put her head down, which I think she needs to improve on. So Shin is now 1-0. Kim is 0-1. And then next up was a flyweight kickboxing fight. Hyunju Oh defeated Hajan Park via unanimous decision. Park demonstrated what I see all too common in MMA, is that someone with a height and reach advantage just doesn't know how to work it. And Hyunju Oh was able to get inside constantly and to work her striking on the inside in the pocket. And Park just didn't have an answer to it. And like she would throw out the jab, but it would be like 1-2, and it was like way outside. It wasn't enough to keep Oh outside and at a disadvantage. So I'm not sure what their kickboxing records are. Next up at 108 pounds, Yunha Hong defeated Emi Tomomatsu via unanimous decision. Hong climbed to 4-5. Tomomatsu fell to 15-16. I did a review on this, and you can go check that out afterwards. But man, Yunha Hong just straight up outclassed Emi Tomomatsu on the feet boxing. I mean, just amazing improvement from Yunha Hong from, I think the first fight of hers I saw live was 2 years ago, and she was just swinging wild, throwing haymakers, and now she has a jab. She's throwing the cross straight. She's mixing in hooks and uppercuts. Really nice job from Yunha Hong. I thought Tomomatsu was going to take this easily on the feet and possibly on the ground. Totally wrong there. Next up at 132-pound catchweight, Yukari Nabe defeated Rowan Pilger via unanimous decision. Nabe climbed to 8-3. Pilger fell to 3-1. Once again, I got this one wrong. I thought Pilger was going to take it, but Nabe just completely dominated her on the ground. I mean, it's kind of even on the feet. Neither of them are very good strikers, but Nabe got the takedown every time and took down Pilger, and Pilger just looked kind of lost off of her back, which is a symptom that a lot of wrestlers face, especially early in their career. But Nabe just... One weird thing I would see was that she could have easily gone to side control multiple times, but she seemed very comfortable in Pilger's half guard. Interesting to see. I guess more weight on her ground and pound from there, I guess. Then the co-main event, 110-pound catchweight. Shiming defeated Suyeon Lee via unanimous decision. Shiming climbed to 7-3. Lee fell to 1-1. Once again, another one I got wrong. I got pretty much all 4 picks on this card that I made wrong. Shiming just... It was like a battle of attrition, really, for her. She stayed on the outside for the most part, throwing jabs and kicks. And Suyeon Lee looked like she had bulked up a little bit and was slower on her feet, wasn't as light on her feet as Shiming was. And by the end of the second round, it was only a 2-round fight, Suyeon Lee was exhausted. Shiming looked like she could have easily gone another round. And it was just a battle of... really, it was the accumulation of strikes from Shiming just wore Suyeon Lee out. And then finally, the main event at atom weight, Jung Eun Park defeated Yuri Shim by KO. due to punches on the ground. Minute 9 seconds of the second round. Park climbed to 7-6. Shim fell to 5-3. Very uneventful first round for the most part. Yuri Shim content to use her height and her reach to keep Park on the outside. Park seemed a little stymied there. Shim just mostly just throwing kicks and sticking out the jab a little bit to keep Park on the outside. Then early in the second round, Shim threw a kick to the body of Park. Park caught it, basically held on to it and pushed Shim to the fence, grabbed on to Shim, and basically muscled her to the ground into side control. Very easily passed to mount and rained down very hard punches, knocking Shim out. Nice job by Junghoon Park to make the adjustment from the first round to the second round. Like I said, very uneventful first round, but man, that second round did not last long. So that was Road FC 57. Moving along, Aries FC had one ladies fight, or they were supposed to have one ladies fight. I believe they started it, and then during the first round, they stopped the fight and basically said they can't continue. So Rizlan Zoek versus Jamila Sandora ends. I don't know if they called it a no contest or what. Anyway, the event was outside, and there was so much humidity that it was collecting on the mat in the ring or in the cage, and they said, yeah, we can't. It's just not safe enough for a fighter. So that fight and two more were forced to be canceled. And then UFC 245 had 3 ladies bouts. First up in the early prelims at flyweight, Jessica Ai defeated Viviane Araújo via unanimous decision. Ai climbed to 15-7. Araújo fell to 8-2. This was a fight where you had a hyped prospect coming in, and she took on her first real veteran of the sport that could challenge her in her area of expertise, and that's exactly what I did. And I basically outstruck her, landed the harder shots, and our Ujo just did not look her normal self. She wasn't as light on her feet, wasn't throwing as many combinations as she usually does, whereas I was doing exactly that and was also throwing the harder punches. It's unfortunate about Jessica Ai missing weight, though. It kind of leaves an asterisk on the win there. Up on the prelims, at bantamweight, Irene Aldana defeated Ketlin Vieira via KO via left hook at 4 minutes 51 seconds of the first round. Pretty good fight here, and then Vieira made a mistake. She left herself open, and Aldana had the perfect angle for that left hook, landed right on Vieira's chin, sent her down. Aldana followed up with a couple punches on the ground, but I don't think they were even needed. So Aldana climbed to 12-5. Vieira fell to 10-1, her first defeat. And that fight right there really shook up the rankings. Aldana moved up, I believe, 5 spots, and Vieira fell several spots. So we'll see. Aldana is now possibly up into the title contention. Vieira back to the drawing board for her. And then in the main event, Amanda Nunes defeated Jermaine Darandami in a bantamweight title fight. Nunes won via unanimous decision, climbing to 19-4. Darandami fell to 9-4. This was not an easy fight for Nunes. It was a lot harder than I think a lot of people thought it was going to be for her. First decision for Nunes in a while. And first, real challenge. Darandami was hitting her hard in the second round on the feet. Every round, Nunes took it to the ground, and as you watch the fight, and if you were to time the takedowns, she took GDR down earlier and earlier with each successive round. And a couple times, GDR had Nunes hurt. So tougher fight than most thought for Nunes, but I mean, she definitely did it. I think she won all but like one round on every judge's scorecard, and I think she got one or two 10-8s in there. So good job for Amanda Nunes. And then finally, Deep 93 Impact in the Ota Ward Gymnasium in Tokyo. 4 ladies fights. Didn't really get to watch them all that much. Well, they all ended within the first round, so there wasn't a whole lot to go off of. In the first fight, Sakura Mori defeated Sae Kokuo via submission due to armbar, 3 minutes, 17 seconds of the first round. Mori climbed to 1-0. Kokuo fell to 0-3. That was at 108 pounds. At strawweight, Miki Motono defeated Ji Young Park via submission due to armbar at 3 minutes, 36 seconds of the first round. Motono climbed to 3-1. Park fell to 0-1. So not a inauspicious start there for Ji Young Park to her career. Next up at atomweight, Shiyu Park defeated Hikaru Aono via TKO due to punches at 3 minutes 40 seconds of the first round. Park climbed to 3-2. Aono fell to 5-3. Once again, I got to pick wrong. I thought Aono's wrestling would get the job done. Park was having none of it. Just constantly able to stuff the takedowns of Aono and make her pay with her striking. So, good job there by Park. Proving me wrong again. And then, finally, in what was one of the biggest upsets on a card that was relatively full of upsets, at 97 pounds, minimum weight, Mizuki Oshiro defeated Satoko Shinashi via TKO due to ground punches at 1 minute and 51 seconds of the first round. Oshiro climbed to 2-1. Shinashi fell to 38-4. Huge upset here. I mean, huge. Once again, another one I got wrong. So I thought there's no way Shinashi's losing to a 2-0 fighter or a 1-1 fighter. I said, this is her division. And boy, did I get that wrong. Oshiro is just a little bit stronger than Shinashi, and Shinashi just, Shinashi's never really been able to take punches on the ground or standing. That's one of her big things. Like, she just doesn't like to get hit, which is amazing considering, 38 wins and only 4 losses. But, yeah, Oshiro with a huge upset. Deep and Deep Jewels seem to be trying to grow the minimum weight division. I was hoping for a showdown between Shinashi and, what's her name? The other lady who got beat up by Watterson that time. Let me look her up real quick. Yasuko Tamada. I didn't even have to pull up Watterson's page. Was hoping for a big showdown between Tamada and Shinashi. Might not get it. Now it'll probably be Oshiro versus Tamada now, if she hasn't already faced Tamada. No, she hasn't, so might end up getting a showdown between Oshiro and Tamada. All right, so that was the weekend in review. A lot of good fights. Some okay fights. Some that were just like, eh. So, let this be one of those warnings to you. Don't place bets based on my picks because sometimes I do really well. And then this weekend I took a bath. Out of 9 picks, I got like 2 of them right. Aldana and Nunes. So, yeah, don't ever make a bet based on my picks, please, because I don't. So why would you? Anyway, let me know what you thought about the fights in the comments down below. Likes always appreciated. And hey, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA Scene Now, the best, fastest growing women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications. And we'll see you next time.